They conquered Cannes, redefined martial arts, and inspired Hollywood. Today, we dive into 3 Chinese masterpieces that changed global cinema forever.
霸王别姬讲的是楚汉相争的故事。你们算是赶上了！来吧！
In 1993, a film about forbidden love and Peking opera shocked the world. It's the only Chinese movie ever to win the Palme d'Or. All media outlets and audiences have praised this film highly. Farewell, My Concubine is the best Chinese film of the 1990s, a deeply moving epic. Time magazine. This is China's answer to Gone with the Wind, International Federation of Film Critics, a breathtaking masterpiece and art film that has achieved worldwide success. BBC, a new pinnacle in Chinese cinema and one of the greatest works in the history of Chinese filmmaking. The New York Times. Did you know Jackie Chan was originally offered the role of Duen Zhaolu due to his own childhood experience of training in the Peking opera, but he turned it down, fearing that the film, which deals with themes of homosexuality, might tarnish his image. This epic, spanning half a century, follows the entangled lives of 2 Peking opera actors, revealing the fragility of individual fate against the tide of history. Cheng Di's struggle with gender identity is not only a conflict between art and reality, but also a reflection of traditional culture caught in the waves of modernization. The film's obsession with Dan actors male-playing female roles mirrors China's fading traditions. As Chen Cage said, it's an elegy for a disappearing art. International audiences' fascination with Farewell, My Concubine goes beyond its tragic aesthetic. It resonates because it explores universal themes of love and betrayal, art and politics. As one viewer from New Zealand remarked in an interview, "This film helped me understand what true Eastern aesthetics are. Every frame feels like a moving painting." In a survey conducted in Australian cinemas, over 70% of viewers stated that the film's elaborate Peking opera costumes and mesmerizing performances inspired them to learn more about Chinese opera, an exemplary success of the film plus culture model in global outreach. Director Chen Cage once admitted, "Western audiences see a homosexual subtext, whereas we intended to express a martyr-like devotion to ideals. This interpretative gap has, in fact, become a starting point for cross-cultural dialogue." Much like how the creation of the God series optimized subtitles for cultural translation, the censored version of this film's release in Japan sparked a global debate on the purity of art.
天命，一个人有一个人的命，你还是把它放回去吧。
In 2000, when Ang Lee brought Wirework Warriors to the Oscars, the world held its breath. This wasn't just a film, it was a cultural earthquake. The first Chinese-language movie to win Best Foreign Language Film, along with Best Cinematography, Best Art Direction, and Best Original Score at the 73rd Academy Awards 78, grossing over $213 million worldwide. But its true legacy lies beyond numbers. Let's unravel why a story about stolen swords became a love letter to Eastern philosophy. Watch closely, every fight is a confession. When Li Mu Bai chases Jen across rooftops, the camera lingers not on punches, but on their shadows rippling over tiles. This is Wuxia reimagined, combat as poetic dialogue. Ang Lee admitted, "I wanted violence to feel like brushstrokes on silk." The iconic bamboo forest scene took 3 weeks to shoot. Zhang Zi, terrified of heights, performed 90% of her stunts. But the real magic? Li's use of negative space, the pauses between strikes echoing Taoist principles. As French critic Luc Bernard wrote, "It's not about winning. It's about the weight of choices in midair." Western audiences swooned over flying lovers, but Chinese critics debated its authenticity. Why? Li blended myth with modernity. The green destiny sword, a CGI marvel, symbolized tradition's fragility. Jen's rebellion resonated globally. Spanish teens called her the original Katniss Everdeen, while Chinese scholars saw Confucian family tensions. The box office told another story. 61% of revenue came from North America. Why did it flop domestically? Some say the Mandarin dialect felt too theatrical. Others blamed mismatched expectations. But 20 years later, its influence is undeniable. When Fengshen 2 2025 topped French charts, critics hailed it as Crouching Tiger's spiritual successor. Epic scale meets intimate ethics. Did you know Michelle Yeoh deliberately did not work for a year before filming began so she could concentrate on training and learning Mandarin? Over to you. The most debated moment in Crouching Tiger isn't a fight, it's a fall. After finally escaping her family and reuniting with Lo Dark Cloud Zhaohu, Jen stands atop Wudang Mountain. She could choose love, but leaps into the mist. Was it freedom, despair, or a secret only warriors understand? Tell us your theory. Jan Wingyan Tony Leung, an undercover cop who forgets he's a cop. Lao Kin Ming and Yi Lao, a triad mole who CRAVs to be a cop. 2 men, 2 lies. One question, when the mask becomes your face, is there still a soul beneath? Their cat and mouse game isn't about justice, it's about escaping the hell of FCI, where identities burn endlessly. Hong Kong's cop and gangster films have evolved into their own genre over the years. These gritty thrillers dance between law and chaos, where good and bad get so tangled you can't tell them apart. And that moral murkiness. It all started with Infernal Affairs. This trilogy wasn't just movies, it was a game changer that revitalized Hong Kong cinema when the industry needed it most. Remade by Japan and Hollywood, we see you, The Departed. It became legendary. Here's the kicker, on paper, it's just about moles and betrayal. But the genius lies in how it layers tension. Every choice digs characters deeper into moral gray zones until Buddhist philosophy becomes the only escape hatch. That's why it slaps. You've got cops who act like gangsters, gangsters wanting to be cops, and everyone sweating through their own version of CI hell. No clean heroes or cartoon villains, just flawed humans stuck in endless karma loops. Pure cinematic magic that makes you chew on life's big questions, while stuffing popcorn in your face.
我以前冇得揀，我而家想揀翻做好人。對唔住，我係差人。
Did you know that The Departed, Hollywood's remake of Infernal Affairs, swept the Oscars including Best Picture? Yet the original Hong Kong film never received a single nomination. Talk about a plot twist even the writers couldn't see coming. The title Mo Gan Du comes from Buddhisms of see I hell no escape, no redemption. When Lao begs I want to be a good person, he's not lying. He's begging the mask to become real. But can a devil rewrite his destiny? The answer lies in that elevator and your judgment. And that's a wrap for today's dive into Chinese cinema. Which of these classics blew your mind the most? Drop your pick in the comments, smash that subscribe and like button, and join us next time as we unravel more legends from the silver screen. Until then, keep the reels rolling.